Okay, welcome to Mori. I'm here with Koma so far because Qbhall is late, as always.
Hi.
Well, yeah, this has been long, well, not the easiest week, I guess, because my cat of 17 died last week, so that sucks.
Hmm?
My cat of 17 died
Oh,
last week.
yes. It's difficult to say. I mean, you lost your pet, and it
Yeah.
was old. It was male or female.
Female, I had her from, I got her free from an other family we knew like years ago. So like just we think it was a heart attack that she died from, but
Well,
we're not
17
entirely
years for a cat is. I mean, I know a cat that is older, is like 21, but still, 17 years for a cat is not bad.
no, it was like the max years that most cats live in general, but still you want them,
I
still
mean,
never
yeah,
really
you
ready
you
for
never want to
the
say goodbye, I guess.
Yeah. It just happens out of nowhere. I'm like, she already had some heart problems for like a couple of years already. So, like, it was already downhill. But, still, it's sad to see it go. But
Sometimes
yeah,
it's unavoidable. Are you
yeah.
planning to get another cat or?
Yeah. After my vacation, like in 3 months, we have a vacation. And then after that, we're getting a new cat from an cat center that's just all about cats from the street and whatnot. So,
So you are a
just
cat person. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
basically. Always lived around cats majority of my life. Like our neighborhood has a lot of cats, so saw a lot of them. And my family had a long line of cats constantly. So yeah, you could say that.
I mean, if I could, I would host a cat myself. Unfortunately, I can't because other people in the house are not keen on the idea. But who knows?
Because they're
One
allergic.
day. Yeah, but also because it's a huge commitment to get a cat, and
Uh,
also I live in an apartment, which
ah,
it's not ideal, I guess. I don't know if you live in an apartment yourself.
no,
Or,
I live in a house, so yeah, it's a bit easier to
yeah, to manage.
have a cat.
Yeah, it's difficult if you live in an apartment. I mean,
Yeah.
so what else can you say?
Uh, what else? Well, the holidays in a few days, obviously.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course, everywhere in the streets, it's all about Christmas these days.
mm, yeah, we had before that we had Saint Nicolaus, basically. So like it's basically Santa Claus, but then just more traditional version of it.
I mean, in the Netherlands, I guess.
Yeah. You don't really have that in Italy. Yeah, over
I
there,
I
just
don't
the
I don't
figure
think
itself.
so, but yeah. hmm
Mm.
So, any
I
news
mean,
to share
mm,
about the usual topics? Video games,
yeah,
manga,
I
anime.
mean, the stuff I got was art book from Beksinski, like one of his big art books. So that was really nice to get to have. It's like, all his dream paintings and all the good stuff basically in there. They usually nowadays they releasing on like a pocket size of these, but you want the big size, obviously. You want the big pages for these
Yeah, I mean,
drawings and
it's an
paintings.
art book, so yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, you want the big editions. And then I got some books from Japan that I bought, Pet Labor book, like interview, art book, whatnot, combo kind of thing. Beyond that, I got two LPs from New Abyss, also soundtrack from what's it called? Summer Blue, so that's pretty nice to be listening to in the holidays. I'm free now for like 2 weeks from my work, so that's gonna be a good opportunity to listen to that.
Oh, nice.
Mm. Beyond that, like day before we had the barbecue on my work, so in my workplace, so that was pretty nice. We had lots of beer, lots of meat, sausage, hamburgers, bread with kind of topics of all kinds. Like, yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night because
Mm.
I work in a brewery, so you get all the beer you want,
You
basically.
get, yeah, I guess.
So yeah, that was pretty nice. And then for Christmas we have fondue, like meat fondue. So we do that every year, and then yeah, also with alcohol, obviously, and all that kinds of stuff. Majority just with my parents, just with a close family, the majority
Mhm.
of the time.
Do you eat panettone in the Netherlands or not? That is a
What's
big
that?
question. Panettone. Basically, a kind of sweet we have every Christmas in Italy.
Mm.
It's like panettone. You can translate it as big bread, even though it's not exactly bread. I will type it on chat if you
Yeah,
don't.
sure. Try to look it up myself. I think this is
Yeah,
it.
yeah, because I cannot stream, so
Yeah.
or maybe I can. I don't know. I have no
Um,
idea.
let's see. This?
Yes, that is panettone.
Panettone. Okay, so looks like a cupcake or something, but then way bigger, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, with resin, sugar.
People from Northern Europe are not that used to it, I guess.
No, well, in the Netherlands, here in Amsterdam, we have a special brood that heet duivenkater, or like pigeon bread, you could say. It's also a kind of sweet round bread. It's like but way different than this, basically. Let's see if we can find it. Mm. It is. This is like typical Amsterdam bread. It's like a sweet, soft white bread, you could say, like a loaf
Oh,
of bread. And you have it with
nice.
like Easter. You have it with Christmas. Like
But
it's
it's
more.
standard bread. It's not sweet, right?
This is more sweet, sweeter than normal bread. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's more like you put butter on it or like jam, that kind of stuff. That's more for that kind of
Hmm.
bread. And yeah, it's really a thing for holidays majority of the time.
Hmm. I see. So, are you looking forward for like to this Christmas or not? Like,
I mean, yeah, try to make a good time of it. We have our tree is already up, like a Nordman is already up, so fully decorated. We have a whole
mm,
Maria Joseph, the baby, Qbhall put up. Like my dad makes like his whole village basically with like whole with all kinds of characters, and then the crib itself, etc., etc., etc. Just the whole, uh, yeah, whole thing basically. So that was pretty nice to do.
mm. I mean, for me, apart like staying with my family and eating stuff, not much. I'm going to chill for the most part. I will try to
Mm,
read more stuff that I have in my backlog, like a couple of manga volumes,
mm,
and playing some game. Like I recently, I've become hooked with a Jurassic World management game. With even
mm,
the definition maybe wrong. It's like an older game that I played when I was younger called
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, and this one
Mm-hmm.
is based on the recent films, the recent movies, and basically you build the park itself. You
Ah, okay. Bit
excavate
too tycoon.
fossils and extract dinosaurs DNA, and
Oh
you
wait. Hey, I played something like that. You could combo some DNA and make a new dinosaur out of it.
not exactly. Maybe in the second chapter there is something like that. I mean,
Hmm.
you can combine some DNA to enhance traits of certain types in dinosaurs, but
Mm.
you don't create dinosaurs like
From
it's not
scratch.
yourself. Like it's not like that.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, like a Zoom Tycoon
Yeah,
type deal that you
it's
could.
like building a zoo of dinosaurs. Basically, it's what Jurassic Park
Yeah,
is.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I mean,
It's a fun game, but it's also addicting. You waste
nah.
many hours if you get hooked, which is something I can't recommend at all.
I
But
mean,
whatever.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. When I was small, I had also like a game that you could just combo any dinosaur you want, basically, and also make a whole park out of it. It's just the weirdest combos you could make out of it. That was kind of fun to do.
Mm.
Like I played like a mod of Blood, What Lies Beneath. It's basically a kind of Lovecraft mod. It was pretty good. Pretty good story overall with new animations, new new sprites, and all kinds of things. It was like pretty well done, pretty well put together. It's like the better one I played in some while, like
Mhm.
since Deathwish, I think.
I see.
Hmm.
Mm. By the way, Qbhall, it's very
Yeah,
late right now. I wonder if he's gonna come.
he
Oh
is
yeah,
now.
no, no.
Oh, hey,
I'm here.
hey,
I'm here. I'm here.
oh,
Oh, he was deep.
Yeah, how's it going? How's it going?
hi, Qbhall.
Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, yeah. Well, I've been looking at some ancient stuff. I always hear people talk about Inuyasha back when I think there was tsunami and that sort of stuff. I'm
Mm.
sure you guys are familiar with it at least, even if you don't watch it.
Di
So
Rumiko
yeah, I've been
Takashi manga anime Inuyasha.
yeah. The anime. I didn't
Yeah,
have
Um,
or you watched it or you just know of it.
no, I watched it on TV many years ago,
Ah,
a
okay.
lifetime ago.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think yeah, I did want to catch up on some things that you could kind of watch more casually, if that makes sense. Uh,
Mm.
older stuff too that that like that is kind of a cornerstone of a lot of people anime because or anime history I should say because that was one that was like available on TV that everybody saw at the time. So like
Mm.
here in Trinidad, a lot of the people that saw anime first was people just looking at it on cable, and that was one of them. So I wanted to check it out to see what everybody was on about when I had no idea. I think I can see why it's so popular, and I think it's still is it still I think there's new things coming out for it still, like a conclusion or something like that. I'm not too sure. I can't remember if you mentioned it before, but I think that there's still something being released for it
Mm.
in the series. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. What else? Let me see. I've been reading Creature, a manga, and
Creature. I've been reading that.
yeah, and Starving Anonymous. Some very gory manga.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It gets only wilder and wilder the more you read it. The creatures get more
Ah, kaiju, all
bigger.
right.
Like it's been like a while since I read. Like the manga is from like what 2011 or something like that, or earlier.
It's pretty old by now.
Yeah, I was just looking. I'm not sure I was looking up. I don't know. Maybe it was like, violent manga or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's fully translated in English now, like unofficially, because it's never been translated before. So yeah, I still need to catch up to the rest. It's been a while though. Like, how far are you in?
Well, there's still. I don't know if they moved beyond the city, but they're still in the city, and they're seeing the big hole. And there's a guy that's
okay.
Yeah, there's a guy that's he's obsessed with movies, and he always filming stuff as if it's a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
So still pretty early on, I suppose. Were any of these manga by the guy who did Gantz? By the way.
Just in Siki, basically, like the old man that turns into a robot with another guy and battle it out. Yeah, I read that one. That one is officially translated. Same with Guns, but that's pretty hard to find nowadays, obviously.
Oh no, what I'm really asking is either of these manga done by the guy who did Gantz?
Oh, Creature. No. Guns, Creature was not done by the Guns guy.
Okay,
He would probably do one, though, knowing him. But it would make even more bizarre.
Yeah, and I had like a kind of at the very least, it probably was influenced, because I got a little thing from it, from both Creature and Starving Anonymous, like maybe I let it go. But it doesn't have as much.
Always bizarre, so yeah, kind of makes sense.
I don't think it has a lot of fan service or Guns guy using a lot of CGI weapons and vehicles and stuff. As far as I can tell, there's not a lot of that in either of those two, but they don't rely on that stuff as much either. So that might be why too.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I'm still watching that. Reading that manga, Centurion, that I mentioned before. I kind of stopped reading. What was it? To Your Eternity. When it got to modern times, it seemed it didn't seem as interesting. I don't know if you've read it out. You know the manga I'm talking about? To Your Eternity.
To Your Eternity, yeah. I've heard about it. Never really.
I watched the anime, the first season.
Yeah. Oh well, like it goes so far into the future that it reaches current day later on, because it's like immortal, and like when it's more grounded, it's a little less interesting. Because it's not like if it's the past, it's like, oh well, is this world's past, or is this is it a fictionalized version of this world? Sometimes I used to think about that with Berserk. Like, is this Earth, or is this like before they started to name more places? You weren't sure if it was Earth or if it was just the past or what. Like a lot of stuff. I wonder about. Like Spice and Wolf. Is that this world? I don't think so. I don't think they ever made a reference to any real world place in that.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of the same time period as Berserk, I guess. But beyond that, no, I wouldn't really call it like same kind of place.
It would be interesting to actually, how to say, like if a series had no reference to this world at all, and then like at a late stage in the game they saw something. Yeah, like Planet of the Apes, where they see the Statue of Liberty,
Yeah. The modern Planet of Apes, you see a guy in an Blue Festus running around in the background. I'm like, oh wait, I know the one. It's like from the old movies. Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Like, yeah. Or like the
Let's
Soul
see.
series, but having a shitload of Berserk stuff in it, etc., etc. So like, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, did start the Silo season 2. That's pretty good
Ah,
so far.
okay. Well, don't spoil it because I
Yeah,
get the feeling there's some big reveals and stuff.
I
You
mean,
know.
kinda,
About
yeah, kinda. I mean, like, it's also some obvious stuff that you could predict all in like season 1 that would be happening. That shit would hit the fan after season 1. That that's kind of obvious. But people
yeah.
rebelling and that kind of stuff, that's kind of obvious that would happening. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty good so far. It's like didn't really back down from the quality. So yeah, lots of new mech structure in it, lots of abandoned mech structure this time around. So like yeah, I'm a fan.
All right. I'll check. I'll continue to check it out. I had started, but I still need to get back into it. But it definitely looks interesting. I like. Yeah, I think maybe I like post-apocalyptic things because it's like, oh well, you know, when I stop watching, it's like, oh, the world isn't yet destroyed, hopefully, knock on wood. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
a relief. Yeah. Let me see, what else have I been watching? I rewatch Alien Romulus. With our friends
yeah.
who hadn't seen it yet. Um, let's see, what else way.
Are you getting the
Yeah, and, oh
VHS
yeah,
tapes of that?
oh yeah. Isn't there an official VHS release for it?
Yeah, limited edition VHS
Yeah.
release of Homunculus. Homunculus. Alien.
Yeah, and
Mm.
let me see, what else is there? What is it? Oh, any of you guys have any interest in Stalker 2? That was a huge release that came out. Uh, I don't know if you're aware of it. Stalker 2.
Stalker 2. Yeah. No, that was like the newer interaction. Yeah. I haven't played it. I haven't played the first one either. So, like, don't know.
Yeah, that's a favorite series of mine. It was one of the earlier like pre-Far Cry um open world FPS. Um,
Hmm.
which is like if you think of open world FPS, you'll probably think of Far Cry first and foremost. But before that, there was Stalker. You know, like it's weird. It's like
Yeah.
like I think Stalker kind of showed people that it could be done, and a lot of people went and did it afterwards. But nobody knows about the original Stalker really. It's only because
Yeah,
Microsoft came
nobody
up with
reads the novels or the novel or the movie for that matter. So, you know.
yeah, it's weird. It's like that is not the book that I would think would inspire a game, or
Yeah, I mean,
movie.
it's lightly inspired, like through the movie and novel. So it's like, it took this own spin on it. There's like a few things from the movies, like in there. Like you have this monolith that can grant wishes if you get through it. And that kind of, like, is the movie. But beyond that, it's like, yeah, you know.
Right? There is no alien as far as I know in the series.
Yeah,
Um,
no, just
sorry,
mutations and other
in the
experiments that
game.
went wrong.
Right. The scientists kind of using it as like a testing place where they could do anything.
Yeah. Just free ground. We can just do whatever and just, you know, make whatever basically, and you have to kind of survive it. But yeah, I mean, it's not really a game for me, but whatever.
You had like Fallout or any of those games?
I guess the story, not particularly playing it. I mean, I watched the series, and I know from like YouTube videos about the stories or parts of the story. So yeah, I guess that kind of stuff.
Right.
Never
Yeah, I
really
don't.
played them.
I never really get into the games. Something about the combat I don't like. Like it looks real time, but it's still a dice roll, from what I understand. Uh,
Mm.
you know, because you're controlling the guys in real time, right? But you're not the actual whether the shot hits or not. That is a dice roll, as far as I could tell.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so which one takes precedence? If you totally miss that guy, but your accuracy skill is high, does that mean you're hitting? Weird shit like that.
Don't know. Never played it. I just know it from like lore videos, basically, or like a series that came out like last year or something, or the year before. Could be last year.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of people actually like it. Video game adaptations are pretty devices, and I think it seems that people like it.
Mm.
So I think that was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is oh yeah, looking forward to Lazarus. I don't know much about
Ah,
it, but I
Last
looked
of Us,
at
yeah, the new anime. Yeah, I mean, I have it on my plan to watch this. Don't know if it's gonna be any good, but hey, you can check it out. It's another uh original sci-fi project, or another one, Virgin Punk. It's also like a sci-fi project, so on the same animator as A Kite. So this action scene's got to be good if it's by guys but like him. So
Okay, yeah, you can paste it in the Discord chat after, in case I want to check it out.
yeah, he didn't direct it, but like you can tell by who it is. Like it's pretty obvious. But I don't know. I'm interested for it. Like it's probably
What's it
not
called
gonna
again?
be a guide, but like not everything has to be like that. But I
What's it
do
called
want
again?
the hmm
What's the name of it?
Virgin Punk.
Okay. Yeah, I can't believe there's just so much coming out. There's just
Yeah. Like a
it's,
few sci-fi projects. Like it's like kind of rare nowadays. Like I guess Isekai has been kind of dying down the last year or something like that, and then just new stuff
Thank
comes in, and there's
goodness, I
just a
guess.
bit more interesting projects going on than just the same old over and over.
I mean, there was too much isekai to begin with. So,
Yeah, I mean, like in 2013, 14, they had a lot of novels to get from those years, because in those years, apparently in the light novel scene, there was a lot of novels of isekai, so they had just a lot of projects to greenlit because there was so much material on there. So yeah. But I guess it
and then
kind of died down now finally.
a few things came out that kind of were like meta isekai, like Uncle, the one I'm talking, Oji-san isekai or something like that.
Oh yeah. I
So
know.
that's kind of a spin on it, I think. Like a self-aware one. And let's see what. But yeah, each one is getting a progressively longer name. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's just the back of a book you're gonna read, but that's the whole point. So, like nobody's gonna read the back of the book, so they're gonna put it as the title, so you know exactly where it's coming from. But like it just gets so annoying to read the whole thing and you just don't care. You already see the post and like, yeah, it is gonna be shit. Like you can already tell by the majority of these. Like it's
But there's
so
some that
easy.
people like, right? Some of them like super popular, like
Yeah, true. Some
but the
like from
flying
every
one,
genre, there's like a
do people
few
like
that
that
are
one with the
actually
flying?
good or work, but there's only so many that work, and some people just yeah, they just don't care or don't have a clue on what to do, so they just watch them over and over and over again, just different ones, and then just Yeah. But some people I just have no clue. They just stay by the same over and over. But hey, as long as they have fun. But yeah, but you know, I also want fun, so kind of nice that that's gonna be dead.
But you actually have a favorite one?
Yeah, I guess Konosuba, like that's the funniest one, I guess. And after that, like Overlord, but I haven't watched it in a while. In some years now. And then what else? Maybe some stuff from the 80s, 90s. That's kind of Isekai, but it wasn't called Isekai yet. That kind of stuff. Tensei, you know, those kind of series. Some OVAs.
On now and then here and there, I guess is
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, from like 2003 or something like that. Yeah, 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 I've seen it, but I know about it.
And this other one too. We mentioned it before. Escaflowne.
Yeah,
That was like a classic one.
yeah. Maybe the very first isekai I mean, not the first because I'm sure other anime from the 80s or the 70s
Oh
already
yeah,
did something like that. But I mean, for the time, it was a decent show. That also I watched
yeah,
it on TV back in the
yeah.
day.
I think it holds up a lot better than a lot of other stuff. I think it holds up pretty good. And there's this other one I mentioned. El Hazard. That was like
It's I watched that also. The protagonist goes to another world, literally. I mean, like any other isekai, but I mean that one also I have watched it many years ago. It's all stuff worth revisiting and analyze, maybe.
yeah. I like it a lot. You know, I think I especially like the design of the world. You know, like it has to be like a really interesting world with a lot of cool designs, you know, architecture and stuff.
Also
They didn't really
strange. Also, Strange Down. It's another. I think that the title was Strange Down. Another anime that is an isekai with those two girls going in this world where the inhabitants are little man, little woman.
Evil.
Oh yeah, I had the same.
Let me search it. Strange. If the title was this or something similar, or was another one from the early 2000, if I remember correctly. Hold on, I have to look this up. Let me see. Thank goodness on Wikipedia, Strange Down. Yes. This one, I'm going to put it on chat so you can look it up. This is also an isekai, if I remember correctly.
I've never heard of that.
I like the character design. Directed by Junichi Sato, was the guy who, oh no, yeah, it's still with us. It was another person then.
Yeah, from 13 episodes, 2000.
This is another show that aired on TV back in the day.
Weird. It has a more comical style, I guess. Lots of comedy.
Yeah, but not only. I mean, it's also serious. I don't remember that clearly, but
there's luckily there's actually like the full series on YouTube, you know, which I like.
Yeah, the opening is very nice also.
Insane.
Well, I'll add it to the evergreen list, you know, which I think we'll all be dead before any of us get to finish all this. It's just
I mean,
it's
yeah,
just
there's some people that try to watch every single thing that's ever been out, but I'm like, God, I don't want to put myself through that kind of torture. Just be watching all the shit that's also on there. So like, yeah,
Mm,
thanks.
only watch what
yeah,
you
but
really want to watch.
Yeah,
yeah,
or you
and you
think
know what
like,
I
oh,
like?
this is funny and bad, so I watch it.
And sometimes like there will be stuff that gets not that good ratings, but it's about something that you like, so you'll be more
Hmm.
inclined to watch it. You know,
Mm.
like I look at a lot of horror movies and stuff, but I find horror is a genre that people don't really like to rate highly. So you kind of had to look for reviews from people that also like horror and see what they say. You know what I mean? Like a mainstream
Yeah,
reviewer is not gonna rate, you know, a horror show, a horror movie. They're not gonna pay it as much attention. I think it's very rare that a horror movie gets wide appeal. You know, wide acceptance
yeah,
by.
kind of like The Grudge, for instance, that was really popular back in the day. Still is kind of.
Yeah,
Or like some TikTok movie that nobody gives a shit about, but still a lot of people know about. So like it's like a creepy doll that could dance or something like that. Or no, it was a robot that could dance. Yeah, it was something like that. It's a really stupid movie.
Do you guys use TikTok?
No, when I know it from
um,
YouTube, which stuff from TikTok comes on, and then
Oh
I know
yeah, yeah,
from
YouTube Shorts.
man,
yeah, bingo.
you know what's weird? I don't pay much attention to it as I should, but one of my
Mm,
animations got almost 2 million views on it. So I really should.
mm,
I don't know how. I don't know how the algorithm works. It's like it was
Hmm.
just the particularly right time for something stupid like that to take off. You know, and
Mm,
yeah, because nothing else ever made any big impact. You know, it's weird, but
mm. I
I mean
mean,
that's
yeah,
just how it
you have like sometimes like stuff from like I don't know 15, 16 years ago or 19 years ago, and suddenly it pops up in your feed and it has like 2 million all of a sudden. Like nobody knew it for
yeah, what,
like 20 years, and then suddenly it's on there. So like, yeah, it's also weird sometimes.
yeah, it was like you know what I see that kind of stuff in when like there was an ancient song that was used in an advertisement. And I tried to find out what it was, and on that video, of course, everybody's commenting here, you know. Um, you hear from the Samsung advertisement, right, or something like that.
Hmm.
But nobody was looking at it before, you know.
Yeah.
And like by
I
people
mean,
looking at it, people who
yeah. I
wasn't even
mean, I
familiar will find it.
also yeah, I also had like a video from like 19 years ago about like an OS. Basically, in Japan, like all OS systems for Windows had their own little mascot, so their own girl, basically. So they made a whole music video with all kinds of fan art of like an OS from like 2000 or something like that. just, just on a girl, something like that. You know, those type of videos they made a lot of back in the day. And suddenly you see that now, like 19 years later, from like 2005, like on the dawn of YouTube. It's like I don't know. It's cute, kind of nostalgic, and also kind of weird that I see it now. Like I would have seen it years ago, but yeah, who knows?
Well,
I'll forget all.
you know, I hope the guys, I hope whoever makes some of these things actually able to get money all these years later. You know, like it's hard to get money. Imagine they put that out 20 years ago, forgot about it. Somebody probably re-upload it, and they get the money. You know.
I don't think they get money out of it because it's like 2005. So I think they just, they just uploaded it for the fun of it and then forgot about it themselves, and it just blew up like 20 years later. Like, yeah, I don't think anybody's making money out of it. Maybe some music videos that somebody had unofficially put on, and then the original creators, uh, put it down, and then fought for the rights, got the rights on it, and then could still keep it up or something like that. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Happens with music sometimes, but beyond that, it's just all fan stuff anyway. So it's like nothing that official.
It's where those stuff sometimes just take off like 20 years later. I mean, like it really shows that nobody has any idea what is going to be a success.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, but this kind of funny pizza game, don't know if you ever heard about it. It was basically a really weird game that was said to be like first released in 2002, but you could only find stuff from like 2012, 2011. And somebody made a whole video about it, or multiple people made some videos about it. Even PewDiePie went over it. And yeah, it really comes from 2002. It was just locally shared in Germany, like on disc and through different people, and that's about it. And yeah, the game looks so weird because he was just learning the engine as you went on with the thing. Basically, with the whole project, you just didn't know because there was no YouTube, there was no really internet to get stuff from. You just had nothing. You just had to work with whatever you had. So like, I don't know. It's kind
Yeah,
of weird, but still interesting.
it really was the Wild West. Like people would, and in a way, I think it made for more interesting thing because there was nobody telling you how to do it, but there was also nobody telling you not to do it. You know,
Yeah, yeah. You
or
just
that.
did it because you can.
Yeah, now it's probably like a lot more negative people trying to fire down people doing stuff. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the whole, like there also like you have this the multimedia monster is basically the global media monster is basically antagonist of the game. It's basically just a bit of a grudge against, or like a bit of yeah, a bit of a grudge against, changing system, you could say, like the wild west of the internet just kind of changing, and just media changing in different, in a way, but it was not so serious as it is now. Nowadays with media and whatnot, and whatever you post, and what is out there. So it's like it's just a fun thing than it's just anything else. But it has some good songs in there though. But it's just like a lot of experimentation. It looks like a shit post you would make nowadays, but no, it was just somebody just making stuff. Like it's probably also a lot of these games are just lost altogether thanks to only locally being released, or like on a site that's long gone, or you have no clue on what's gonna be out there and what's not. But yeah, and other news, I found another NIE magazine, or like more like a talk between two uh between with NIE and another manga in Voice magazine on Megalomania. Uh, Scanned it in. It's like 2-page talk on it, and then 2-page of two drawings of them. Let me
oh, what
see.
they're sending interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Stuff that you never heard about, even with if it's old job. It's like his very first job on in construction, basically. Wait, let me look. Yeah, yeah. Basically, it said first they started out that an accident happened on the construction site. So basically, cats got stuck in the concrete and just sunk down in it and died. So
Holy
they're
shit!
now stuck in a building, basically. So that's not that great. And after that, it just went on the works basically. But I haven't read it all the way because it's a bit difficult with translate to get the whole text to read well
Come
enough
on,
to get on it.
is that a load bearing cat? So there's just gonna be this cat embedded in there that
Yeah,
I guess
archaeology people from 1,000 years now are gonna discover this, and like, the fuck is this? Like, what is this doing in concrete? Is it how
Yeah, well,
cats evolved? I'm like, no, it was just Nia being an idiot.
but it no, hold on, did it no, so it just accidentally ran into the wet
Yeah, yeah.
concrete,
Nia
right?
tried
Okay.
to scare it away, but it just didn't work. And yeah, so yeah,
Right,
you
so,
got shit like that. Yeah, he's been
so
a creator with the manga who create Pale Polly. Wait, what's his name again? Let me
so,
see. What was his
so
name again?
he might have accidentally scared it into the concrete.
Well, no, he just went into it and then he tried to get out, but it's just Polly. But it just didn't want to listen. And then, well, and then it made its end, basically.
Oh, that is Garden by Furuya Osamaru.
Yeah, him. Yeah, that's him. That's what I mean. So yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. I never knew you had to talk with that guy. Like, it's a bit odd to have a talk with that. So it's not particularly an interview, but it's interesting. You hear stuff about his work you never heard before. Like all the other interviews, it's just like, oh yes, I worked in construction in the early 2000s, and 90s, and after that you hear nothing anymore about it. So yeah, get a bit more insight about it. So yeah, that's
So
interesting.
the fact that he so is this why the rumor that he's an architect or something come about, or did he actually go to school for that? Because everybody always
No,
saying that.
no, no, no. He just went. It was literally just a job, basically. It was just a job he did in construction. And he also told that, after the bubble, you got a lot of work, a lot of the bubble fell, and work was just getting kind of scarce. And it's just like, it's kind of a mess at his work. And so he just wanted out and do something else. And that's how Blame came to be. But, he got also a lot of experience, a lot of ideas from it, obviously, the whole construction side job. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and that might have been where he get the idea of, stuff just building out of control forever. You know,
Yeah.
that is like if the bubble never burst, that is what would have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing from 2000. So yeah, it's like one of the earliest talks that we have, basically. Like the earliest one is from 1999, and he also talks about with Nie that he read the comic airs from 1999 and thought it would be like a more of a yakuza guy and more like of a scary guy or something like that. So that's what the translation says. I have a guy now that's been trying to translate some interviews and sent them over. He was the last time on here, like as the only one because time zones and all that stuff.
Oh, the guy from Japan.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Like he had a lot to say or about his job and also what he you know what he usually does. Yeah, Gold Ninja, that's his name. Yeah. So that worked pretty well. Worked pretty well. And yeah, other news. Found a YouTube account that does that uploads now the Dutch dub of the '90s series of the Moomins. So yeah, we got
Yeah.
a couple of episodes from VHS on DVD, and then he put some online basically. And I'm trying to get now all the different title cards together to get a map of like how much is being dubbed into Dutch, which is just like barely any documentation over it because it's just like early late 2000s, just a couple of DVDs of like 12 episodes, and that's it. Nothing else was ever released, and nothing else online or streaming. Nada, basically. Just like the show is not lost, only the dub is kind of just stuck on VHS majority of the time, or on DVD and whatnot. So yeah, but then we get maybe the whole thing, or just like majority of it together. It's like, I don't know.
How many episodes are there actually?
The guy thought about 52 or something like that, because he has up till 52, but it could be more. So we're not sure. Oh shit. They're gonna get you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, remember?
nobody has a clue if how much they did actually, like because there's just no record of it. Basically, we don't really know the order either. It's probably the same order as the English episodes because the DVD order is the same as the English episode order. So yeah, on the other side, they just made an order of all the titles that I have basically. But wants to go there.
Oh yeah, yeah, fan of that series or just as like a
I
incident
mean,
to watch?
yeah, there's some nice episodes in there. There's some nice animation. It's sometimes nice. It's a bit too childlike, obviously, but my mother really likes it. That's also a reason why I try to get episodes. Yeah, something new to watch because the Movements is pretty popular nowadays. So yeah, about the episodes, it's like I have like what was it, 38 episodes in here, something like that. Some are missing, and like some of these episodes are like three parts of one story, basically. So some of the two parts, I have like the two parts, but the first parts I don't know the title, so I can't put it in. Then you have a couple of episodes. But like, yeah, the first 12 episodes are like on DVD, and the rest is all VHS, basically. What I have and he has. So that's why I try to comb it together to get a more clear picture of what they have. I also posted on Reddit, but I have not heard anything from that. So yeah, it's a really dead topic, you could say, in general. Oh well, it's kind
Yeah,
of fun to do.
another. They are there, is there ongoing new series for them? Because I
I
actually
mean, you have
and also
Blooming Valley now. That's like a 3D series that's been released a couple of years ago. So yeah, the property is still being used for something new.
Mhm.
I saw
I've
the
seen the comic strips of the Moomins in Italy.
Mm. Yeah, they were also in the Netherlands. Was also released like years ago in the papers, newspapers, and also in separate books, etc. Like a lot of countries had them published back in the
I saw
day.
there was also there's a new game coming out that actually stars them too. Uh, by I think it's Raw Fury, the publishers of I think Hotline Miami. I could be wrong about that though. But I know
Mm.
there's a new Moments game coming out. You know, it's like
Mm. Not
I know,
surprising because
and I see there's this Japanese game series where it's like about a child adventures during summer, like a Carmen game. You know, like there's Carmen series, so this is like a Carmen game.
mm.
Um, and um there's a Shinchan version of it. So let me see if I find. But
Mm.
like you know, just I can't believe like Shinchan is so all encompassing. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so many kids have seen it. Same for me. Like on Dutch television, I saw it like years ago, a couple of episodes.
So it's popular there or what?
Oh yeah. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it from its childhood. Basically, they watched TV back in the day, like early 2000s. Yeah, okay, everybody watched. Maybe even the 90s, probably, but not sure. But yeah, it's popular. Like I remember one festival where was a guy huge into anime, and they would let's see a mind game, and he was also talking about Masaki Yuasa, and I asked a question about it, about Kemonozume. He answered that, and he also said like yeah, he also did openings for Crayon Shinsen. And then everybody was like, "Oh, Crayon Shinsen, yeah, I know that, yeah, I know that, yeah, I know that." All the other series they talked about, they had no clue about because you just it's kind of more Japanese only or like a bit more obscure. Like in the cinema, they just know about Ghibli, and that's majority of the time all they know, or just a bit more like from stuff from Netflix, I guess, if they watched more. But yeah, you know.
Ah, that is interesting. So he should have led with Shin-chan, you know. Then everybody would have know exactly what he
Yeah,
was
you
talking
said
about.
that too. Like, you should have started with that, and you would really get the people on board. If you don't know that, then yeah, you're kind of stuck with that. Like I remember for the Dutch episodes, it was like an episode with a ghost in a mansion. There was also an episode, and then a couple of more. And I remember we just don't have anymore. So you just need to need to hunt for like VHS tapes and then put them online, and then get close to it or post it on yeah or something like that. But you gotta be into that and just know how to do what, etc., etc. So yeah, yeah. Another news: I got a new laptop because my old one is just shutting itself down constantly and not picking up on any new Wi-Fi networks. So it's just kind of annoying. But with my new one, I can already go back tomorrow because some of the keys are like reversed, like not physically, but in the software. It's like the A is the Q is the A, and M is like double points, and others goes
Wait,
on.
what?
Like the majority is the right place, but some of them are just not. So
Um,
Weird.
could you
yeah.
could you change any could a YouTube look up a YouTube video how to change the region of the keyboard? Because I think I heard about this. Um,
Mm.
I
like
mean, the layout is different, I guess. It's not from the Netherlands, the Netherlands, right?
No, it's an HP laptop from America, I guess.
Ah,
So
so it,
no, it's
it
not
has an
super,
ANSI keyboard. All right. Basically, the one that I am using now, even though I have a desktop.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I already looked up a guide on how to do it. So, like, just uninstalling your keyboard and then restarting your PC or laptop and just see if that works. But no, they didn't do anything. So it just, yeah, still stuck in that. So,
I
yeah.
mean, but one question: do you really feel the need of having a laptop, or you could
Yeah, because,
get a?
vacations, it's also pretty handy to have. Like, if I go with my vacation with my parents, they also look on it all the time for like maps and whatnot to look stuff up. They find it really handy because they don't have a smartphone, so a laptop comes really in handy.
Hmm.
And I update the site, the Netzer site on it, and other stuff. So yeah, no, I use it pretty regularly. And I did obviously the podcast on the laptop before the Steam Deck because the audio on the thing went to shit. So
Yeah, what
yeah.
I meant is that since you already have the Steam Deck, I wonder if you could get a desktop instead of a laptop for your home. But I guess you prefer a laptop.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, we have a computer, but that's just the majority of my time. Yeah, but it's just a really low powered PC. So, like, yeah, it's not really, yeah, yeah, just kept it like that. And the Steam Deck is just like majority for like games, and
mhm.
this obviously is just something a bit more high powered. But it's just not, yeah, it's handy for holidays, but not really handy for my parents to use because it's a whole different system than just your regular old laptop or desktop, obviously, because getting older, obviously, so that's a bit difficult. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, just all kinds of electronics for like different purposes altogether. Don't really use A for B or B for A or anything like that. And you also mentioned for like my old laptop to put Linux on it and see if that works out. I could do that if that fixes my problems. Then I can just put this thing back to the store and just get my money back. I have like 3 years for that, so you know that's an
The
option.
I mean, I don't know if you ever tried it out with like USB sticks, like booting from a USB just to try it out before you wipe it.
Mm, no,
Like so,
never did that.
yeah. So you can actually like boot the Linux from a USB, um, and see how you like it before you install it internally. You know, but
Yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
like it's a overheating problem. Or I wonder if Windows tried to update and the laptop was an older device. I imagine that couldn't take the updates. I've seen that too. Well, like
Mm.
update man, update everything. This computer could totally take it, and then
And then it just couldn't. It's just on the brink of
yeah,
death, basically.
yeah. So like a lot of them I had to um well, I know I fixed a couple of them, but basically that's what happened, Like you would think, shouldn't Windows know to check to see if this thing will work before it installs itself?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. You would think that, but like, yeah, sometimes like some of these models are just mistakes in them or something like that. Like some of the software just an error somewhere, and just the keyword gets kind of fucked. That way, like fun way to put passwords in if some keys is just not in the right place. You just need to get used to it, but I'm like, no, I don't think so. So, but so far the rest works fine. And it's just like this thing was not even. I got from like it was a shelf model, so I just got with the cable and the laptop itself, and which a big discount. So that's how I got it. So like it's not already in the box and everything, but it has a guarantee on it, so I can just bring it back for repairs or get my money back. So
It
I'm
is
just
it is a
upset.
refurbished laptop or still something that is
No,
not
no,
new?
it's like a display model, like the models of like this is the with a demo running on it, basically originally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, most of the time, and then below it is just the normal boxed copies, or like in the back.
I see.
oh, it was a so there was a discount for it. I hope so.
Hmm?
But so there was a discount for it being display model.
No, no demo on this one. Just normal. Just some laptops had a demo on them, and others just had the normal interface on it. But it just differs
Oh
from
no,
thing.
what I mean is like a lot of places because it's used as a display model, they sometimes give a discount on it.
I
Oh,
mean,
discount. Oh, that's what you said. Yeah. I got a big discount on it because it
All
was a
right,
display
good.
model. Because
so you won't get a discount if you return it because you don't like the keyboard. Am I correct?
no, I won't get a discount, but it's like a free repair and a free guarantee that you can bring it back before. Like if you want to give it back, then you get your money back, or you can just get it fixed for free because that's all included into the price, basically. So I can just get it fixed, whatever is wrong with it, and then have that guarantee for 3 years, and after that not. And obviously, the older the thing is, the less the discount is, the less years you have to get repaired. So yeah, but it's just but it's just for now, just the keyboard part, and the rest of the things just work fine. Even have like 30 days of like uh
Oh, you play any
antivirus.
games on it so far, by the way?
Hmm. Games on it?
You
No, I
play,
just got today, so I just putting it up and just putting the Wi-Fi
Is
in it,
is
and
it a gaming laptop or a standard
no,
laptop?
it's a normal one. It can probably run some games, but not high end. It's not a
If you
Steam Deck type thing.
if you are going to bring it back and the price is not different, try to get a ThinkPad. See, they are the best.
Ah, I see. I see.
but if you
But I'm not really
you know,
interested in like gaming laptops per se. It's like I have the Steam Deck, so like that's fine already. And I
I
got
mean,
my
I
PC that
think
can
Pad
also
is
run.
not for gaming. It's a business laptop.
Yeah,
So
HP is just like a normal laptop, but I just need a whole normal laptop. I don't need to really play games on it. I already have enough devices to play games on it. I have a PS2, I have a PlayStation 4. Like, yeah, I'm good on the game front. Like, I have enough places to play games, so like I don't really get bored. I don't need all my things to play games, I
will
guess.
you ever get PS5 also one day?
Blah. Not really interested. I don't really have the space for it. It's already my whole desk is already packed with like speakers, two screens, like my CTR PC fucking TV. I mean,
You
what
have
I
a
have before.
CRT TV.
Hmm? No, I got like one of the first widescreen TVs from like 2001 or something like that. And before that, I had an old CRT, small CRT TV that I played the PlayStation on and DVD and that kind of stuff. But it
Mm-hmm.
died, so I wanted something else. And then I have a normal PC screen I do games on, or hook on my Steam Deck and just play games on that, or just watch videos, movies, whatnot. I want to do. I mean, I watched all the Lord of the Rings movies on there, the extended editions there on there again. So that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, since my normal PC, normal laptop was dead, the Steam Deck came in handy for that kind of stuff, like streaming, like movie nights, for instance. Did it even on my Steam Deck because they worked better. I did it a couple of times on my laptop. It just cuts out constantly, so it's just not handy. Like maybe Linux works, but don't know. I have to look into that to really get it going. But me, oh well.
You know what kind of hard drive is in that the old laptop?
Yeah, what was it again?
It was an NVMe drive,
Mm,
or it was
let
the
me
older
see.
type of drive, the SATA. But either way, you could just pull it out and experiment with Linux, either from USB or whatever.
Yeah, for the
Check it out.
graphics, it says IRISXE or something like that, and Intel Core i5. I don't know, it doesn't say much for me, but
An i5 for your new PC? Forgive me, I wasn't
laptop.
listening.
I'm talking about the laptop, the new laptop I got, like what it runs at the moment.
Oh, it's an i5.
Yeah, just normal. It's nothing special
No, that should be good,
in
man.
hindsight. Let me
And
see.
like
Info
like
history.
down here, you don't get fancy things like warranties and stuff, so that's good. Like as soon as if you walk out the store and it friggin' explodes, it's like, yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's your problem now.
yeah, it can
Yep.
it get more annoying, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing. But I can't guarantee on this thing, so I can just do whatever I want basically. So it's not really
So, so like, what's
problem.
the
Let me see. Info processor 12 Gen Intel R i5 RAM 8 gigabytes. Time products 64 bits. Processor x64. Windows 11 has been packed with this. Yeah, yeah, just a run of the mill laptop basically, just a normal one.
but even if you think it's not a gaming laptop, don't forget you have thousands of older games that could run on it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
I always
know.
get
My desktop can run older games like from the 90s and whatnot. You know, your PSP, old PSF games. Blood, for instance. I played Mods of Blood, just worked perfectly fine on that, so I already have that. And I got 30 days of McAfee on the thing, so and it's also funny.
Yeah, you ever look up the actual McAfee guy? You know, he's kind of an interesting character. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, a checkered past kind of a guy. You know.
Mhm. Oh well.
Yeah, he
What are you gonna do with Christmas Qbhall?
nothing too much. I think you know. Uh, yeah, generally I don't like to leave the house too much around this time. You know, this place is crazy under normal circumstances. So
Ah.
you know, it's probably even crazier what it is. You know, a lot of drunk driving and so on. You know, so nothing too exciting. I hope. You know, no, sometimes no excitement is good.
I mean, yeah, sure, yeah, I can agree with that. Like a week ago, my cat died. I was 17, so that was pretty sad.
Oh man,
Right thing to do that.
sorry to hear that. 17?
Yeah, 17 and 7 months. She was probably died of a heart attack, we think, because she was already suffering from heart problems for a couple of years now. So yeah, yeah. Buried in the garden in dug the hole deep enough for that, obviously, because natural gases and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, but still sad, obviously, after so long.
yeah. You had to share some, some of your favorite cat pics then.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Well,
mean, yeah, I still have like last month I took the last one, and my dad uh, made one like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Yeah. One day she was normal, the other day not anymore. I was like, yeah. But we're all really looking for a new cat. Like after my vacation in 3 months, I'm gonna look to an. We're going to a cat center, so basically all kinds of cats from the street or whatnot. I'm looking for a new one on that. Not too old and not too new because it's just or else it just climbs in everything, scratches everything, destroys everything like the little demons that they are. So
yeah.
yeah.
So, where you got the first one? At a similar center? How was it
From
working?
a family that we knew that he used to know in our neighborhood, and yeah, they had a daughter, and that had like a whole bunch of kittens just born, and so I really wanted one, so I got one when she was 2 months old, just before they went on vacation. So yeah, and then I got my first cat, and it was just really got really quickly adapted to us in the house, obviously because they're you know cats really like the places that they live in. And just yeah, just a really sweet cat, and just fine with everything. Just a really modern house cat, you could say. Just always at home because when she was never learned to be outside. She was also never be learned to lie on your lap, for instance. So he's just always
What?
next to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
so she she didn't get too tame then in a way. 'Cause some cats just don't like that. It seems.
No. We just never learned her to sit on our lap. So we just would lie on her knee or something like that, or just lie completely next to us. She did that kind of stuff. That's what she did. Like instead of like laying on her lap, you kind of need to learn that. They don't really do that naturally. The lying on her lap. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It had one here. I thought it was just kind of like a friendly stray, but like one day I was walking and I feel like 20 sharp stabs on my shoulder, and the cat was perched there like some sort of a parrot, you know.
Mm.
So it
Ah.
yeah, I didn't I surely didn't teach it that, you know. So I think
Yeah, I guess
I
it's
think
just
sometimes
used to it. Maybe it had at home, went off, and
no,
just yeah.
it was weird. Like it, I don't know, like it was abandoned young or something. So it just kind of took to whoever was friendly to it, you know.
Mm. Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a lot of cats in my neighborhood, so yeah, yeah, yeah. I've just been used to cats all my life, so like, yeah,
so how they
it's pretty normal for me.
more, would they say more people have cats than dogs
Yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah. I'm
country?
really a cat person because I just had cats all my life, and my family also had a lot of cats throughout the years. Just yeah, from
How about
both sides, yeah, they
on
always had cats. So like, yeah, I've always been used to it. Well, my father's family also had a dog, just picked up from the street, and it was a kind of a not a kind of a rough state, you could say, personality wise. So the kids was always just walking around it and just interacting with it. So, but it was far before me. So yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah. Maybe I got some
so,
photos. Don't know.
but what? No, but on average, you would say people have more cats than dogs there generally.
Mm, yeah, I guess. I mean, the Netherlands in general does have like also lots of dog population in general, but
Here also so many dogs around. The other day I saw a dog that was maybe the biggest dog I ever seen in my life. I think it was
Labrador
no, a Labrador is nowhere near as big as one of
or
these
like
dogs. It was like I think how do you call it? An Irish Hound. Irish
an
Hound.
Irish Hound. Oh, okay.
I mean, it was massive. It maybe bigger than the owner himself.
Shit.
So
What what
it
kind of
was
dog
like
was that?
an Irish Hound,
Irish Hound. Okay.
one of those dogs that are so big, but unfortunately, because of the size and other complications, they live a short lives, like even 5 years of life, which is so little for a dog.
Oh my. Damn. How is that so? Uh, I'm surprised it's so short. Is I guess the because of their size, the heart has to beat much more, and I've heard that that is part of what could affect some things. You know,
The
like
complete name is Irish Wolfhound. Forgive me, I didn't remember completely. It's so big. Like, let me show you a picture from Google. All right, this should do. See for yourself how big this kind of dog is.
Oh yeah, that's a big dog. It's just as big
I don't know
as
if
a
you are
person.
showing it on stream, but
Yeah, can.
it's big, right?
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, you have for cat breeds, you have also Maine Coon, which is also pretty big cat breeds. I know that, but
oh
I
yeah,
can
you have
remember
any in
like
the
long ago that I saw a cat that was like as big as a dog, like the biggest cat I ever seen. Like, and it just didn't move. It's just like weird. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. It looked big, but it wasn't big, or just really fluffy. Don't know, but it was pretty big cat. I remember.
Are there cat cafe in Amsterdam, perhaps?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like two cat food cafes there in Amsterdam.
And
But
you went to both?
nope.
You
But I
never
know of
went.
them. I went past one of them, and I wanted in Japan. I wanted to go to a cat cafe, but it wasn't. But it was closed, so I couldn't get to one. So sad for me, I guess.
You should go to the one in Amsterdam, one of the two, I guess. I
Yeah.
go to the one in my city. Unfortunately, there is only one remaining. I don't know if the other one will open again in another
Mm.
location because there used to be two, but one of those closed down recently, but on Facebook they
Mm,
say temporary closed. So maybe they are planning to reopen somewhere else. I don't know. I haven't asked, but who knows? I
mm,
mean, I hope they do.
mm. You need to go to a certain time of day, or else they're just a bit too lazy, I guess.
Yeah, of course, cats can be like they sleep for most of the day.
True, true, true. No, for mine, did it all the time. There's like a recent photo of her, all white and with like a black spot on her head, and two different colored eyes, like yellow and blue, because she's a koala person. That you kind of see where like all the long hair she kind of has. So like, yeah. So she also had the same sicknesses as a Persian has. So like that was a kind of unfortunate, you could say. But you know, they're trying to solve the sickness that cats often have and just die on 17, so they can live longer. But you know, it's like a thing that you just you know, when they will ever come out. So oh well. Oh yeah, you probably also recognize this. You probably have a clue what this is.
Something by Panini, right? Like
Yeah, these were like limited edition icons you could get if you bought like 75 euros
where
on a
where
play
where,
money.
where are you on eBay or?
No, vintage, like a Dutch Belgian site that sells clothes, but if you type in manga, you get also kind of like German manga, French manga,
I
Italian
also
manga.
I also have a Vinted account. I've sold the stuff there,
Ah,
but isn't it like French or
yeah, I mean, well, it's Dutch nowadays. It's like,
Lithuanian online marketplace? It's from Lithuania,
hmm,
apparently, the company itself. But they sell also on Spain. It's
yeah,
similar to
yeah, yeah.
Wallapop. If you
Germany
go,
too. It
I don't know
in
if
Italy too.
I don't know if Wallapop
France.
is available to you, but it's basically like Vinted. It's very similar, but the majority of sellers there are from Spain. There are also Italian
Mm.
sellers, but for the most part, is my keyboard too loud?
Kinda,
No, no.
yeah. Just here to throughout, but eh.
Tomorrow I'm going to receive a new one, but calling it new is not fitting, I guess. I mean, it's probably older than. How old are you guys again?
27.
I don't know because
I'm around that. The
this
keyboard is
keyboard
how long?
has Windows 98 logo.
Oh yeah, that's old.
I need.
That's old.
I got a PS2 keyboard for my retro PC because I've been restoring it, my Windows XP PC basically, and for no
Mm.
reason other than nostalgia. And then I needed a keyboard. I thought I needed a keyboard, and technically I don't need it anymore. But I got it, and I will receive it tomorrow. And yeah, I think it's going to be less louder than this one, but of course I'm still going to use this one uh, on my main PC, my main
Lol.
PC. Yeah,
It's
but I
just for
really
the
like
nostalgia, huh?
yeah, nostalgia, but also I want to try a few things that you can only do, with a retro setup, like using CD-ROMs, installing
Mm.
retro software of some kind. I mean, there are things that you cannot do nowadays with a modern PC, simply because you don't have access to um, an optical drive anymore, unless you buy a separate one, like an external one. But then again, there might be compatibility issues. This stuff was meant to be for Windows 98, 95, 2000 XP. And you can run it on Windows, but I don't know. And by the way, I use Linux mainly. I have a Windows installation also, but I prefer Linux myself. And we will see. I mean, I'm going to install a couple of games to see how they run and stuff like that. Maybe I will also max out all the components inside if I feel like doing it.
So the build I am making is all older hardware, right? The new computer the computer I'm building for this is older hardware. It's made out of all classic parts.
Yeah, the motherboard is from 2003, for to say, and the graphic card also is from around that time. Basically, some of the components, the GPU, the RAM, are from my old PC, but the mobile was busted, and I got a new one that is from the same platform. And new one it's not new, of course, but it's new for me, I guess.
So how did what do you think are the pricing for classic parts? Do they overcharge for them, or are they
you can get those parts for close to nothing nowadays. I mean, it's e-waste for the most part. So unless you want to get like a fancy AGP card. I mean, AGP is a standard that is not used anymore. And the premium cards are like collectibles. So if you want to get a premium gaming PC from, I don't know, 2004, and you want to get the best GPU for it, you may have to pay more for the GPU alone, because it's going to be rarer than the PCI counterpart, which is going to be cheaper.
If I remember, that was the fastest AGP card was the 6100 one of the fastest one?
No, it was like the HD 3000 8050 or something. Something like that. An ATI card, I think.
I think the card I'm thinking about is like a contemporary of that card.
I mean,
this was probably it might have been. But I remember there was like a big, maybe not big, but there was some hubbub, because a lot of people still had AGP boards, and then they were thinking, wait, we're not going to be able to get cards for this anymore.
I mean,
it's like
anything that has an AGP card in it, it's obsolete beyond like you can't even use it anymore for productivity tasks, unless you just write documents, because browsing the web is going to be so difficult for older PCs. I mean, the one I have right now, the retro PC that I got, I think I will use it without the internet, because Windows XP, even if I try to use it online, the browser doesn't have the necessary instruction set. The CPU doesn't have SSE2, which is required to use like Firefox. And I think nowadays you even need SSA3. So I don't.
That's like a processor extension or something like that. One of those kind
of basically an instruction set that allows you basically I have just MMX and SSE1 basically, not 2, not 3. So you can't run much stuff. Like the last browser that only supported SSE1 was released, like the build of was released in 2016. From that point onward, you couldn't use this platform for internet browsing unless you wanted to keep using an older browser to browse the web, which is not ideal. And of course, I also forget to install something like Windows 10 or Windows 11 on something like this because you won't be able to do it.
What about Tiny 11 and that sort of thing? You ever mess around with that?
Or emulators.
I don't know. I mean, 16-bit consoles or PS1 may run. I don't know. I have to check out. But
on a computer like that, I definitely run. I mean, even Sega Saturn and Dreamcast.
No, Sega Saturn is way too demanding even for a modern system. The Dreamcast is easier, but
I run Sega Saturn on a Fire tablet, and it was running good. It's not as demanding as you think. No, because especially that computer would have more than one core.
Your tablet is way better than the PC that I got. Trust me.
No, man, that the fastest card you're talking about. I use something like that when I run Crisis. At first, I mean it was 30 FPS, but still, because the Casino, the 4670 also had an AGP version, and I ran Crisis on a 4770, so which was slightly faster than it, maybe moderately faster, but and I definitely ran Saturn on that computer. But what was the main thing would be the processor. What is the processor you're going to put into it?
An Athlon XP 1800 plus, I think. So it's a single core CPU.
All right, that would be the bottleneck in this computer for the Saturn emulation.
I wouldn't try. I mean, I don't need to emulate a Saturn, unfortunately, because I have real hardware.
Nice.
I don't know if I told you this. I have a Japanese Sega Saturn console at home. So whenever I want to play...
You ever mess with the wireless controllers for them?
No, I haven't. I just have a regular wired controller. Just one. Okay. But there is one controller for the Saturn and also PC that came out with analog sticks that is pretty nice, I think. It costs a lot.
For Nights into Dreams and Panzer, and I know they had analog triggers.
No, but Panzer Dragoon came out, the first one at least, when the 3D controller wasn't available. Also, I don't think the first game supports the 3D controller. I think it's Z-Way and Saga. Those two are the games that can.
Yeah. I was talking about Z-Way. You ever tried Z-Way in actually has a widescreen mode? You ever try that?
No.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like how could they put this in a game as old as this? Who would have been able to take advantage of it at the time? I mean, we could take advantage of it now, but it's amazing that that they were so forward thinking. Yeah, it's crazy to think about. I wonder if that processor could run Crisis, which is the test you need to run.
I don't think so. Probably I have to get the best processor for this platform, which would be the 3200 plus the Athlon XP, and that alone is like $50, probably more, because it's the best CPU for the platform, and collectors wants that. And I don't know. I mean, you can also overclock the system if you want.
So like,
But
have you ever had like bad experiences in ordering the parts and then it didn't work? Because that would be my main worry. But also Trinidad is, I think that Trinidad is like a brutal climate for computer parts. So I don't expect even new stuff. I don't expect to last as long as half of what you're trying to use here. You know.
I mean, we will
what
see.
part is the most, what part you would say is the most risky?
I mean, what do you mean by risky?
Like
They can go to hot climates.
oh no, well also like when you order it, it doesn't work or it doesn't work for long or it has problems with it like that may not be apparent. Like you know, like I have boards that some people their RAM slots just stop working. So the board will boot, it will look like it's working, but then when you populate all the slots, you'll see that one of them isn't working and it's not recognizing the RAM or graphics card slots. Like a lot of times, you might get one slot. Like you know, some of them. I find like especially in the past, they used to get more than one PCI slot, PCI Express slot. A lot of times I would see like one of the slots would work and the other one wouldn't work. You know.
This one has AGP. It doesn't have a PCI, so PCI Express. So.
Oh, but I wonder if I ever had a PCI graphics card before PCI Express. I don't
Yes,
think so.
it has two PCI is a lot. Just two.
Right. I remember. Right. I think I think the first computer I had an AGP card, but it had PCI slots. But the AGP card was the card that it came with. That was a GeForce 4 MX, which was named to fool people. And the thinking it was something like a GeForce 4, which it wasn't. Yeah, it is. And I think they're still doing this kind of thing even so far in the future, you know. Like they name stuff confusingly, you know. But yeah, what do you think about the current PC landscape for graphics? So you don't even really think too much about modern PC.
I think GPU are way too expensive nowadays, especially NVIDIA GPUs. Like you have to drop like $2,000 for 4090, and also the new graphics cards are going to be released in a couple of months, I think, like the 5000 series, but also the new AMD cards. Intel has released the first two graphic cards, the new line. I mean, maybe just one of those, but I mean, they are interesting and affordable, like $250 for the 580. Not bad for 12 gigabyte of RAM. But overall, I mean, if you want to get a PC and have something good, you have to pay a lot of money nowadays, like close to $2,000 probably. If you want to have modern hardware, if you are fine with used or not current gen hardware, you can get something that is like 5, 6, 7 years old, that is probably good for most users, but you will pay way less. Like the AM4 AMD platform, the same one I run with my PC, is a good platform, even if it's like close to 10 years old, but still alive, because the last CPU that came out was the 5700 X3D GPU, which came out
Right.
I mean, I see a lot of value in an AM4 if you are, but of course the future is going to be AM5 for AMD, and Intel is in a mess right now, in a very very bad situation after what they did with that 13 and 14 gen, and I don't know. I hope they recover because we need competition and more choice, I guess. And also, everything is like AI here, AI there, like too much, way too much AI for my taste. And mind you, I speak as somebody who uses ChatGPT and other AI programs. So it's not that I don't like AI for the utility, but uh, everything is going in that direction, which I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I don't like that it seems to be built directly into the processor. No, because like I'm looking at like right now my computer is screeching at me to upgrade I had to upgrade the processor to get Windows 11. Well, I don't want it anyway, right? Number one. And number two, I think it's ridiculous that it's not that the processor isn't fast enough, is that they demand a processor that has AI hardware in it, from what I understand, to upgrade to the newest Windows. So should that be in the processor at a hardware level? I don't know. Is it going to become too smart for its own good? Like, even though I don't have that hardware too, they install this Copilot here in our update, and I didn't know it was going to be installed here. But don't worry. I asked it if it spies on me, and it told me no, it doesn't. Right? So that should be enough. I totally believe that. But yeah, I don't know. The 13 and 14, they were like burning themselves alive or something like that, and they released an update. But if a chip is already giving problems, then the damage is done, right? More I understand, So why you're releasing an update for people who probably already have the problem? They should be refunding these people. And but yeah, I'm glad that the card's coming out, and for $250 again, 12 gigabytes, like you say, and they're definitely outperforming most similarly priced options from the other two, from what I see. And yeah, like my feeling for buying stuff is like $200. So for $200, the best I could have gotten was a 6600, and even now, that could barely run Alan Wake 2, for example. And it could barely run Stalker. And I think like these modern games, they expect you to use DLSS and upscaling. And I think that is like I don't like that direction. So it means then that they will not optimize games and lean on that instead, right?
I have a 6600 AMD 6600 on my PC right now. Good card for what it is.
Yeah, well, knock on wood. I mean, like, I'm not playing anything super advanced, but I don't know if there's going to be a tariff on China that's going to increase these prices drastically. So I thought I would buy the best I could afford at the moment, which was that the new Intel cards. I haven't seen any 560 or 570 yet. I hope they come out. I hope because I think that there needs to be there needs to be something like what used to be a 1060. There needs to be something for the entry level people. And I feel like they look at their cards like the 1060, the 750 Ti, the 750. I don't think they needed power, and they could still play like a huge amount of games. Like, and I don't think there's any card like that anymore. Like sub $150 cards that could play anything on the market at a okay level, medium. I don't think there's nothing like that really. From anybody. But yeah, I think that Intel is pricing their stuff good, just to get market share, which is good.
Oh, by the way, in the cinema I watched Lord of the Rings, different story. I watched Lord of the Rings, The War of Ronin. Apparently it flopped like international, didn't really make much in its first days, but I don't know, I had a good time when I watched it in the cinema. It's like not the same quality as the first 3 movies, obviously, but still fun time. But
I wonder what was the budget? I imagine it was a pretty high budget production.
What was the budget? Let me see. Rings.
30 million. No way.
Budget. Yes. Yeah, 30 million. And box office made 12. So yeah, they didn't really do well up till now. Yeah. It's basically set around 200 years before Bilbo got the ring. And you get the whole battle of Rohan between different clans of the war. Like somebody's dad died of a different clan that was under Rohan, thanks to the king. It pulls off some, at first it's like it's more battle action, other stuff, and you got creatures back as like the giant elephants you see in the third movie. Then you get the Watcher. The giant octopus that lives in the lake. That eats the whole thing. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of it was a fun watch. You kind of and also get kind of like what was the game again? Earth 3. What was the game again? What's the name?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Yeah, Elden Ring. Like there was that one old guy, shirtless with a line behind him or something like that.
What are you a fan of that franchise? I think you are a fan.
What, Lord of the Rings or Elden Ring?
Lord of the Rings.
I mean, yeah, I watched the 3 movies, so like, yeah, you could kind of call me a fan. And I watched The Hobbit too, so
not a hardcore fan. Not like not a crazy fan,
No, I don't have. I'm not. It's not like with Nia that I have done everything and I watch everything and I must own it all, or something like even the smallest things. No, it's nothing like that. But still, a nice watch. Like thing is like, what was that enemy again from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I would say I'm a casual fan.
Yeah.
Maybe people don't like it because I don't know. Maybe it's not close to the law. I don't know. Just a theory.
Yeah, it's a divination from like the original 3 movies. Yes, it's like it's more like its own story.
Are you a fan, Koma, of that franchise?
Of Lord of the Rings, yeah, I like the movies.
Okay, but not you're more of a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a fan. I just watched everything, and I've read all the books minus Fire and Blood. But I mean, I was a fan, but after all these years, left waiting. And by the way, Martin himself now doesn't seem as convinced as it was before to ever finish the saga. So, yikes! I mean, as much as I like what it did, I mean, I want to finish. I don't care about the journey. I mean, I want I like the journey, but I also want the journey to end, not to remain unfinished. So yeah.
Right. But and I think we talked about this before. Similar to Berserk,
Hmm?
I would still recommend that people read it, even if it's never finished. Like Berserk, even if Berserk is never finished, I
I
still
mean,
think people.
for somebody who never got into it, yeah, maybe, perhaps, but I don't know if somebody can remain a fan of it after all. I mean, because when you reach the last book, you die to like you want to truly know how the story continues, but you can't because there's no book. Is writing this book for like 13 years at this point, and
Right.
I mean, how? I mean, I read The Dance of the Dragons when it came out, like in 2011, and since then I've been waiting for the continuation. But now it has been like 13 years, too long for me to wait. Like whatever, if it does come out, good. I don't know if I will read it. Maybe I will, but even if this book came out, there are still another book to left to continue to end everything, and nobody thinks it will be able to start it or finish be like in his lifetime. As sad as it may sound, it is what it is,
Right.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
One theory I had, but I no longer believe it. But I used to think that it was taking so long because he was going to release the two of them at once. Because one of the things that I was saying was the shuffling around of chapters. Like sometimes he would he would talk
He has
about
been
putting.
like hard stuck for 2 or 3 years now, and whenever he gets back writing the book, it's more likely that he will delete and rewrite stuff that he wrote like years ago because he didn't
Yeah,
like it anymore and want to fix things. It's more the time he spends thinking about how to do this, if I should have done this instead of that, and so on and so forth, on top of him doing other stuff entirely besides writing. So, I mean, it's a never-ending cycle. Well, he will never finish the book if he continues to do this way. Like he needs help at the very least. He needs somebody who can help him out. Uh, Otherwise, he won't be able to finish it alone. At this point,
Yeah,
it's impossible for him. But he
true.
won't do it because it's his masterpiece, and he want to end it by himself. But he is like what 76 years old now or something like that. Like, how can we
yeah,
expect him to finish the saga?
right. Like,
Kind of like Half-Life
so
3 in a sense, waiting for 20 years for the third game to finally come out.
look, just relax. They'll make it. Okay, they're working
No,
on
man.
it. Surely. Yeah.
It will be there one
Look,
day.
I'll say this though. I'll say this though. I would never have expected them to make Half-Life Alex. You would have
Yeah,
never
man,
expected that
yeah,
either.
sure,
So,
sure,
so they
sure,
are
sure.
capable, right? They are capable of making a new engine and making a new game, right? So,
Yeah, but they also said in the documentary that it just didn't have anything more to show for like the third game, and they were said that they couldn't make that much more. Like they showed like some other stuff. Again, where is it?
Yeah.
Three.
And
Half-Life 3 document.
kind of related, Koma, but one of the big problems I think we mentioned before was that he killed Kevin Lannister, right?
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
the last book, he killed Kevin Lannister, and I heard
Varys,
that
yes. No, you shouldn't. I mean, it's a spoiler technically. Technically, it is.
well, look, if people haven't read them by now, I don't know what to tell you, because he's dead in the books, he's dead in the show, I think.
In the show, this is different. In the show, Kevin dies. Spoiler alert. Like when Cersei blows the how do you call it in English? The septon, the church. Yeah, that place. It is there along with everyone else, and they all die. But in the book, he gets like killed by Varys, I think.
Right, yeah.
It's different, so it's not the same. It's an entirely different story.
But they have to. Basically, the point is, he's saying that there's nobody that's close enough that's a viewpoint character to show things that he wants them to see. So I think that is one of the regrets that he has. And I think I read it in an interview where he said that he regretted killing them because of that. So in that case, what are you going to do? Are you going to invent a new character and place them there? Because like I never thought of it. I guess it's a spoiler too.
Whatever. I mean,
Rob never has a viewpoint character, a viewpoint chapter. And he said that because he doesn't, because he doesn't have that, people were able to predict that he would be killed. Why would I give a viewpoint character to a guy that's going to be killed early on? So that was his thinking making it, but people were able to guess it because John has a viewpoint. All the other children have viewpoint characters except for Rob. I never thought about that. But like the fans are in depth. In depth at finding stuff. But and I mean, do you remember that fans were actually able to guess the meaning of Hodor? Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's so silly. That is not a thing that he would put, but well, guess what? What do you think of that kind of it seemed weird for that story because it's like this is not like a science fiction story. You know what I mean? So it's like it was a current event affecting the past, right? How he got to say Hodor, I thought I don't know what do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean, we still don't know how the story will end for him in the books. Regrettably, even though we cannot.
The way that from what Dan and Dave said, I think there were two big twists that they told them that they explicitly said. One I think was the spoiler obviously the burning of Shireen, and the other was Hodor. So those were two big twists that he had coming up apart from the actual ending itself. So I think that one is correct. It mightn't happen exactly the same way, but that is the rough outline of what he said. But yeah, Uh, oh, I can't remember. Did you have an interest in Tree Body to watch it?
Mm,
Dan and Dave new project.
no, I haven't been following anything, and I don't know if I will ever watch something by them ever again.
Yeah,
But whatever.
but here's the difference. This book is finished,
Mhm.
so they have the ending. But on the other hand, they changed it so vastly that I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but yeah.
I would like 3 had some good backgrounds, by the way.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it since since Half-Life 2 episode 2, and since it was called Half-Life 2 episode 3.
Yeah, that or just the third game, that we talked about. That's been talked about to death for like 2 decades now. So, and I do ever get it, or maybe something like it, or close to it, like we have now.
Did you read the synopsis?
For 3,
Yeah.
not really.
The writer of it, I'll show you where the writer of it released a story called Epistle Tree. So he retired from Valve, and he's saying basically this is what I would have because he changed the names and stuff just enough then basically.
Yeah, we're like 2 hours over, so yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone, and we'll see you after all this. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Merry
All right,
Christmas, guys.
yeah, you too. Same to everyone.